Have you ever come home earlier than usual, only to find your dog already sitting at the door, as if he knew in advance? No sound, no signal, just a pair of expectant eyes, and a coincidence so uncanny it gives you chills. It's no longer just intelligence or a repeated habit. It might be something deeper, a sense we once had but somehow lost along the way. Yet dogs, in their own mysterious way, seem to have held on to that gift, the sixth sense. It's not superstition, it's not fantasy, it's intuition, instinct, a remarkable ability that science is only beginning to acknowledge, that dogs can know things beyond the limits of ordinary perception. And if you stay until the end of this video, you'll discover that what once seemed like legend might actually be happening every day, right inside your home. It's in that very moment, the quiet wait by the door, that we realize dogs don't just live in the present. They seem to read time and anticipate recurring events, not by counting hours like we do, but through something far less visible: scent. Researchers believe that every day, when you leave the house, your scent in the environment gradually fades over time. And that fading is exactly what dogs detect. When your scent drops to a certain level, they know you're coming back. But even if you come home early, take a different route, or wear something unfamiliar, they still know. And that's where all the logical theories start to fall short. Do you believe that between you and your dog, there's a connection science hasn't yet found the words to explain? If you've ever experienced this, leave a comment. You're probably not alone. But what surprises people even more isn't that dogs can sense your return. It's how they sense your emotions, even before you show them. You don't cry. You don't complain. Yet your dog tiptoes over, rests his head on your leg, or just gazes at you with those gentle eyes. That's not a coincidence. That's how they listen to the world inside you. With their extraordinary sense of smell, dogs can detect even the slightest changes in your sweat and hormones, like adrenaline when you're anxious, or cortisol when you're stressed. To them, sadness has a scent, and so does insecurity. If your dog has ever come close to you during a bad day, remember this: he doesn't just see your sadness, he smells it. And no one taught him how to comfort you. He just does it, like a true friend. Now imagine, if humans could sense each other the way dogs do, would loneliness still exist? And it doesn't stop at emotions or time. Their senses turn them into guardians of things yet to come. Many people have shared stories of dogs barking uncontrollably for no reason, or hiding under the bed minutes before an earthquake, or even hours before a tsunami hits. No one trains them to respond to seismic activity, yet they can feel the earth tremble long before any machine can measure it. Some researchers believe it's the hair on their legs, where the body touches the ground, that picks up the tiniest vibrations. Others suggest it might be energy fields, a kind of force sensing that goes beyond our known physical senses. Have you ever noticed your dog getting restless, anxious, staring out the window like something's approaching? Maybe he's hearing or sensing something coming, something your ears and eyes haven't tuned into yet. If that fascinates you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next mysteries. Because what's coming is even stranger. Just as they can sense the emotional shifts within you, dogs are also capable of detecting things happening inside your body, things you might not even know yourself. There are stories of perfectly healthy people, with no symptoms, no warning signs, until their dog begins obsessively sniffing one specific spot on their body. Weeks later, they're diagnosed with cancer, exactly where the dog was concerned. With a sense of smell tens of thousands of times stronger than ours, dogs can detect cellular changes in the body, something we usually need advanced technology to uncover. That's why some dogs are trained to alert their owners to drops in blood sugar or oncoming seizures. And what's even more amazing is that many dogs do this naturally, without any formal training. They just know. If you've ever noticed your dog acting strangely when you were sick or in pain, think back. Maybe he sensed it before you even noticed. But if you think that's impressive, try imagining a world where the colors around you aren't quite what you thought they were. Dogs don't just smell more than we do, they see things we can't. According to scientists, dogs' retinas are capable of sensing ultraviolet light, something entirely invisible to the human eye. So while you're staring at a blank white wall, your dog might be seeing a glowing spot, a strange streak, or something moving in the invisible spectrum. It might be light, or something else. There are countless stories, dogs barking at an empty corner, whining when no one's there, or staring into the darkness as if tracking a movement. Science may not be able to prove the existence of supernatural beings, but dogs don't seem to need proof, just a feeling. Maybe it's instinct, or maybe it's something that goes beyond what we currently understand. Have you ever seen your dog react oddly to thin air? If so, share your story in the comments. Someone else might have experienced the same thing. From sensing light, energy, your body, we now arrive at a subject that touches many hearts: death. When someone is nearing the end of life, dogs often behave in deeply unusual ways. They suddenly go quiet, stay close, lie beside the person for hours as if trying to hold on to whatever's left. Some even shed tears. No one tells them to do that. Yet somehow, they just know that life is preparing to leave. The human body, before death, undergoes subtle biological changes, shifts in hormones, skin scent, heartbeat, breathing rhythm. And those changes are enough to trigger a dog's sixth sense. Not with fear, but with love, connection, and a sadness too deep to hide. You've probably heard stories of dogs that refuse to leave their owner's grave, staying for years. Perhaps for them, death isn't an end, but a different kind of presence, and they remain, still protecting. If you're feeling something stirring inside you right now, stay. Because what comes next will touch even deeper into the mysterious bond between dogs and the unseen world around us. But the strange things don't end there. On some quiet nights, when the world is fast asleep, you might suddenly hear your dog bark. Not endlessly, not out of panic, but with a sound that slices through the silence, as if they've just heard something your senses completely missed. That's not just a feeling. Dogs genuinely hear sounds far beyond human capability. While the average human ear perceives frequencies from 20 Hz to 20 kHz, dogs can detect up to 65 kHz, and even higher under the right conditions. This means that when you think nothing's happening, their world may be flooded with sounds. It could be tiny animals rustling, distant machines hundreds of meters away, or possibly a type of sound wave emitted only by other realms. Some believe this ability makes dogs the silent gatekeepers between two worlds, the physical and the spiritual. So if you've ever seen your dog tilt its head and listen to something that isn't there, maybe it is there, just not in your world. Have you ever witnessed something like that? If so, share it. It could be a clue others are searching for. And then, when you step outside beneath the night sky, have you ever seen your dog stare up for a long time? Not because of a sound, but because they're seeing a different kind of light. According to research, dogs' retinas have a unique structure that allows them to detect ultraviolet light, completely invisible to the human eye. This means that while we look at an object and see gray, a dog might see a glowing brightness or an entirely different shape. This isn't just biologically fascinating, it opens up a bigger question. Could dogs be seeing parts of the universe that we're simply blind to? Some experts even suggest that this ability allows dogs to detect counterfeit money, because UV light reflects differently on printed surfaces. But if we apply this to astronomy, is it possible? They're seeing stars, energy fields, or celestial phenomena we've never known existed. We only perceive a tiny sliver of the universe, while dogs might be watching the rest of it unfold before them. So then, are we really their owners, or just temporary companions to a being who sees far more than we've ever imagined? And when you connect all these abilities, scent, sound, light, energy, you begin to realize something. Not everything comes from the five senses. There's something inside dogs that goes beyond scientific explanation, something we can only call pure intuition. Pet psychologist Marty Miller once said, "Both humans and dogs have a sixth sense. The difference is, humans often ignore it. Dogs trust it completely. And it's that trust that guides their behavior. No doubt, no hesitation, no need for proof. They believe something is coming, and they act. Maybe that's what makes them so extraordinary. And maybe that's why they've always been the most loyal friends we could ask for in an unpredictable world. If you've made it here, to the very last line, hold on to that belief. Because you might be living alongside a creature who's not just loyal, but who carries a spiritual compass that always points toward you. And if this has moved you, don't forget to subscribe. Because the journey to uncover the wonders dogs bring into our lives has only just begun. In the end, maybe we don't need to call it a sixth sense. Maybe it's something more ancient, something raw and instinctive, a connection from soul to soul, from heart to heart. Dogs don't ask questions. They don't need explanations. They just quietly observe, feel, and love, in their own beautiful way. A head tilt when you sigh, a glance when you suddenly go silent, a bark that stops you from stepping out, just moments before the rain begins. They're not trying to make you believe. They simply exist, protect, and remain, long before you even realize what it is you truly need. Maybe that's why some people call dogs guardian souls. Not because they know everything, but because they feel everything. And most of the time, they feel for us. So if there's ever a moment when you doubt yourself, if there's ever a day when you feel lost, look into the eyes of the dog waiting for you at the door. In those eyes, you might just rediscover a piece of your intuition you forgot you had. Have you ever experienced a moment that made you truly believe your dog knew something you didn't? Share it in the comments, because your story might be the missing piece someone else has been searching for. And if this journey has touched something deep within you, don't forget to follow the channel, so we can continue exploring the quiet miracles that dogs bring into our world. Because sometimes what we need isn't an answer, but a gaze that truly listens.